Welcome back to another video, guys. This will be a self-cut showing you guys how I cut my own hair. Just doing some voiceover, kind of explaining what I'm doing throughout the video. So yeah, hope you like it. So the equipment that we'll be using, I'm a big fan of Andy's products. So I got the T outliners, their Profoil shavers, the Andy's Masters, kind of your regular straight blade, nothing special about that. Got the guards 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Don't really have much use for anything higher than that. The Cool Care for the equipment. I don't have any shave gel, so I've been using that just regular lotion. And here we go. So starting off the haircut, I'll be using my Andy's Masters with the lever closed. That'll be for the first guideline, which I like to use the Masters because it doesn't leave too harsh of a line. They got to work on taking out later, so we'll use the Masters closed. I think what I show you first is a taper guideline, just to show you if you were going to kind of do a bald taper, that's where you'd want to throw that first guideline. But as you can see now, I'm going over that with my fade guideline. And the way my head is shaped, my occipital bone, it's out there. So I kind of like to wrap that first guideline right underneath it so that I can then fade up into it, and you're just going to keep it consistent all the way around. Alright, so now we're going to open up the lever. This is going to be our second guideline. We're pretty much just going to go up about an inch. Give yourself some room to fade up into the top of your head. If you don't really give yourself too much room, it creates a really tight blend. So yeah, give yourself about an inch and be consistent. Make sure you stroke through every single spot enough times where you get every hair that you need to get. So give that some time, go all the way around your head, and be consistent with it. So for the mustache, I go about a half lever and just take that off and then clean it up after. As far as the beard goes, so the beard was great. I actually just shaved it off, as you can see, because I'm going to redo the 6-month Minoxidil treatment. So stay tuned for an update on that. So underneath that first guideline, it might look like it's already bald, but trust me, I tell everybody, invest in a foil shaver. Get yourself a foil shaver, because this is what it does right here. It's basically creating a whole nother guideline, and it's really going to make your blend stretch out even more. It's just going to make it look way better. So trust me, guys, if you're cutting your own hair and you don't have a foil shaver, go get one. So like I said, guys, that foil shaver creates a whole nother guideline. So we basically have a bottom line, a middle line, and a top line. So we'll start working on those. So first, we'll start working on that bottom line. We'll use our Andy's T outliners for that. And the bottom line being the foil shaver to the closed guard. So the T outliner kind of does a good job at attacking kind of that gap right there. Very important, definitely use the corners of your blades. I don't know if you can really tell from this video, but yeah, you don't want to lay the blade flat, kind of like flush against you. You don't want to do that. So you want to use the corners of your blades. Just start kind of attacking that line. Just go at it with the corners, just break that up, and as you keep doing that all the way around, you know, eventually it'll come out. And you might have to go back to the foil shavers after to touch it up even more. But for now, just work on that with the T outliner. So we worked on that bottom line with the T outliner. We went all the way around. Now we're going to use the Master's Close Guard and just start touching that middle line. Again, I say touching. I'm not even going. I'd probably say I'm going a third of the way up to that top guideline that we made. So you're just kind of touching and picking at that middle line. And eventually that'll start to work out. As you can see, it's starting to really get rid of that bottom line. Now, as you're doing that, you will create another line right above it, but that's where we'll play with the lever. As you can see right there, now we're going to drop the lever a little bit, open it up, and we'll start working on the line that we just created. So you're just going, basically as you go up, you're going to keep opening your lever. And remember, that top line is an open lever guideline. So as long as you're gradually opening up the lever, working your way up, you'll eventually end up with an open lever clipper, which will take you right to that open lever line that you just. The back of your head is definitely going to be the toughest area. Your hair is very dense back there, so that's going to be definitely the more challenging part of this step is the back of your head. And I also highly recommend you invest in a self-cut system, the 3-way mirror, because without that, I don't even want to think about doing the back of my head without that. So there's still a lot of work to be done here, but as you can see, the fade's starting to come along. Remember that top line is an open lever guideline, so just mess with your levers, work your way up until you eventually get to the top. Alright, so we did a pretty good job with that Masters. The fade's coming along pretty well. We're consistent all the way around. Now we're bringing out the T outliners again. We're going to keep working on that bottom line. And again, corners of the blade, just kind of tap at that line. We're even going to bring out the foil shavers after just to keep going at it. So again, tap at the line. If you go too high, you're going to create a whole nother guideline. So just nice and easy with it. So this is just another angle. We're kind of doing what we were doing before with the Masters. We're just kind of messing with the lever. We're going to keep working on that blend. For the most part, it's looking pretty good though. The bottom line's just about out. The middle lines is looking pretty good. So we're just going to clean it up, try to make this blend as crispy as possible. And I'm also going to say this. So this isn't really a how to cut your hair video. This is a how I cut my hair video. I know I'm also kind of, the way I'm talking through it is implying like I'm showing you how to cut your hair, but this is how I cut my hair. Take my advice, don't take it. I am not a licensed barber. I do this for fun. You know, I've cut a few friends' hair, I cut my son's hair. I don't do a terrible job, so again, take my advice how you want it. I don't really want to present this as a how to cut your hair, but this is just showing you how I cut my own hair. It's fun, you save a lot of money, you know, you can make money too if you cut your friend's hair, so I advise everybody, you know, give it a shot, go for it. So the bottom's looking pretty good. Now we can start working our way up. We're gonna grab the one guard, throw that on the masters with an open lever. And what that's gonna do is we're gonna create our next guideline. So the same as last time, go about an inch, a good inch above the bottom guideline that we got. That's just gonna give yourself enough room to blend it up, stretch the fade out, not keep it too compressed. So give it about a good inch, work all the way around, be consistent all the way around with it. And this is kind of twofold. So this one guard is gonna create our next guideline, but it's also eventually gonna work on that bottom one too. So you'll see what I mean. Just again, be consistent. So like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna take the same one guard, but now we're gonna close the lever and we're gonna start working on the bottom line that we had. So another thing too is know your hair growth. So if your hair grows in an angle in a certain way, as you can see with what I'm doing here, make sure that you're stroking in that direction. But again, use that one guard and work on that bottom line. So now we threw the two guard on, same thing, open. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna take us from the side of our head to the top of our head. That parietal ridge area, which is where the side kind of curves into the top of your head, we're gonna take that two guard and we're gonna go straight up with it. So pretty much vertical with your strokes, just kind of pull off right at the end there. So go straight up, be consistent all the way around. That's going to do a really good job at blending the top to the side of your head. So now we're going to take that same two guard, we're going to start closing the lever. So it doesn't leave a hard line, but it definitely leaves a line, as you can see. So you want to go into that line very carefully though. Do not go too high at that parietal ridge to create another line. You don't want to do that. So just start closing that lever and start attacking that very faint line that you just created. Every now and then it's good, just take a step back, look at the fade, make sure it's coming out right. I think it's looking pretty good, but we'll just keep going at it. What I like to do here is I take the two guard and I close it. And what I do is right at that parietal ridge, that curve where the side meets the top, you're going to go with the grain from the back to the front. And when I say the back, definitely try right at the crown, wherever the crown is, and whichever way the hair grows off the crown. Very consistent, back to the front with the grain, nice and easy. And I do this because I think the other way to do it is like scissor over comb or clipper over comb, and I can't do that, so this is my method. So I put the 3 guard on. Um, it doesn't really do too much though. I closed the guard too. It doesn't do too much, but I just like to go through it just real quick, see if I catch any stragglers. So yeah, you could do that. Same thing, just go straight up with it. So at this point, the haircut's just about done. I'm just gonna put the 1 guard on and work on some areas like right above the ear there. I felt like it was still a little bit dark. So, you just take your 1 guard, you play with the lever a little bit, and you just find spots, whether it be a dark spot, a line, and a lot of it's just detail work at this point. The bulk of the haircut's just about done. Alright, so now we're going to start lining ourselves up. We'll work on the front line. We got the T outliners back out. Make sure you comb your hair down. Some people like to use hairspray to really keep it held down, but I just go with it like this. I start in the middle, so make my first line in the middle there and work my way out. And I think that just kind of gives me the best chance to keep it as a straight line. If you start right in the middle, work out to the ends, you should create a nice straight line. So like I mentioned earlier, I normally use shave gel. I normally buy that Tomb 45 shave gel, but I ran out, so we're just using lotion for today. Definitely do not go with nothing on it. You will burn yourself, you will irritate your skin, so just some lotion works. Working on the eyebrows, not trying to go thin at all, and we'll go from there. So now we'll take the straight blade and we'll make that line pop even more. So I'm going against the grain here, so just be very careful if you're doing that. You can easily cut yourself up there, but I kind of have like a widow's peak there, kind of like a Keanu Reeves widow's peak, which I'm not a fan of. So I prefer the look going just straight across. So I just cut through that. Now, make sure when you're doing the side here, do not push yourself back here. This is the spot where you want to try to just get right up to your natural line, clean it up, make it look straight, but do not push yourself back. That'll grow in just looking really, really bad. So be very careful with this part here. Do not push yourself back. Stretch the skin with your other hand. That'll definitely avoid some unnecessary cuts there. And like I mentioned earlier, lotion up. Definitely use some lotion, guys. Don't go dry skin, because it's a battle you will not win. So now we got the T outliners out. We're gonna shape up the beard, make it look a little cleaner. And like I mentioned earlier, so I'm redoing the Minoxidil, the 6-month treatment. If that's something you guys want to see as far as like an update video goes, Let me know in the comments below. So we're coming to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think the haircut came out pretty good. Now we just got the Andes Masters out. We're playing with the lever, and we're just gonna clean things up, look for some dark spots, maybe some lines, and just clean it up. You know, at the end of your haircut, definitely take a step back, look in the mirror, and you know, just work on some areas that could be improved. So that's what we're doing now. That'll take us to the end. I think it came out pretty good. You know, good looking fade. As long as nobody's looking at my hair and feeling like I got a messed up haircut, then I'm happy with the results, and I think this came out pretty good. Like I mentioned earlier too, I'm redoing the Minoxidil, the 6-month treatment. So it's not because I was unhappy with my beard at all. I just wanted to kind of regrow it, see if I can strengthen some areas. So redoing it, see how that goes. If that's something that you guys want to see, like a follow-up video, let me know in the comments below. Also, me and my friend Ray, we do a video game channel where we play video games. It's called 3v Me. So I'll put that link in the description below too. Definitely check it out. Consider subscribing to that. Consider subscribing to this channel, liking this video if you did. I do appreciate you just, you know, spending 25 minutes with me here, checking out this video. So thank you guys so much. And until the next one.